What's going on, everybody? It's Childish back at it again, coming at you with another Summoner's War video. And in true fashion, we're making an update video for you guys featuring the balance spam the day after, because that's just how my schedule works. But before we get into that, though, can we take a quick second to talk about this collaboration? Summoner's War and Jujutsu Kaisen, super cool, something that people have been hinting about over the last 4 to 6 weeks now. I, unfortunately, did not know anything about it. It would have been nice to know about it. Come to us, wink, wink, but it's all good, man. I always like surprises, and this is going to be, without question, a really good surprise. Again, remember, guys, this is the 10-year anniversary of Come to Us. So for them to really connect with a notable, team here, Jujutsu Kaisen, super excited for it. Hopefully, these units are on par with everything that we got currently lined up, and they're good to go right from the jump. They've done enough testing. Wink, wink, okay? And we're going to be able to utilize these units right from the get-go. But before we get into that, though, thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. I appreciate your support, as always. And again, if you guys want to see more content down the road, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, hit the notification bell so you guys know when the next video drops. Again, there's really nothing else to talk about, but just to say that we have a collaboration coming. We're going to know here in less than a week now, and then we're going to be jumping in. Now, since I could not get a link for the actual monster balance pass, I went ahead and wrote down my list of units that I want to talk about. Again, if you guys are here for the first time, when it comes to balance patches, unless I'm doing a collaboration, I do not like to read the full list. I like to give you guys a short and sweet version and just talk about the ones to watch. The ones to watch for me are the units that I feel that are kind of like sleepers that are going to have a heavy impact in the meta, whether it's RTA, Guild Wars, or Siege. I'm generally a little bit biased towards focusing on the RTA monsters, since I generally focus my content around that. But overall, I do generally talk about some of the units out there that I think is going to pack the impact the meta here. And so yeah, I want to go ahead and talk about it. So again, kind of in what we're talking about in line, let's go ahead and just really talk about do an honorable mention, because this is one of those units that we got to mention, not in my top 5, but I'm going to go ahead and mention it. And let me preface this by saying this list of top 5 are regular elements. We're not talking about Giana buffs and Dark Phoenix buffs and changes. Like, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the regular units, which this is the one that everybody was kind of expecting, was going to happen. So this one here, having that essentially the passive that, makes this one not take, as much damage, and, just really does a ton of damage here. Steel buffs and whatnot. It's just hard to kill, does a lot of damage here. So of course the change was definitely well deserved. I still think it's going to be a really strong unit here. But that being said, though, it was one of those that will have an impact in the meta when it comes to Guild Wars and Siege. But it wasn't in my top 5. Again, this is very subjective. If you guys want to help me out, put your top 5 down below. Tell me the top 5 regular elements that you think will have the biggest impact on meta, aka the ones to watch. If you do that, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, I know this one, now this is not in any order or whatever, like which one's going to impact the most, but I want to put this one out there because I know people are going to be like, oh man, dude, you are definitely, you're definitely shooting for the moon. And I want to put this one out there first, as this is one of the ones that I had that I was super disappointed that was not, at the caliber of other NAFIs out there, especially with regards to the collaborations and talk about. This is one of the first collaboration monsters that I got, and the ones that I wanted to get, the Water and Bison, one of the units that came in the Street Fighter collaboration and just could not fit anywhere. The aspect of having the built-in, the destroy just wasn't really set in play. They've done a couple of updates and whatnot, which I think of right now, the amount that you destroy is actually fairly amount, but it just still doesn't do enough to really make it viable. I said on the RTA side, you can make an argument for the longer game when it comes to Siege, when it comes to Guild Wars. You definitely can make this one work. But for me personally, I played around with a lot of different builds, from Violent Destroy to Triple Destroy to Despair Event. I played around a lot with the builds, and I could not make this one work for me. That being said, though, the recent change on its passive Demonic Being now is, instead of providing a damage reduction for the incoming damage coming in, it is now going in on the defensive side, providing a damage improvement and damage increase based on the destroyed HP here. So again, pretty excited about that, because I feel like the meta as of late, especially these last 2 seasons, I feel like there was a really good, I would say, balance between turn 2 and turn 1. There's a lot of phenomenal units that you can use. I don't think that the balance or the RTA was swinging like super strong in one way. So simply for the fact of the turn 2 players out there that are, trying to figure out a way to take some of these maybe other turn 2 teams down, or just trying to provide a way of doing a little bit more damage after things, after that turn 1 completes and you're staying alive, then, hey, I think this is going to be one of those units out there that's going to kind of shake the meta in a good way. And I like I said, this will most likely be the first unit I test out. because that's the one that I'm genuinely excited about. So next one up here, one of the units that I have now, I got Kid, the water hacker. Really curious on how this one changes the meta because of the simple fact of this change here. If you guys don't know, 0-day attack is an AoE ability that strips and increases the cooldown, skill cooldown by 2 turns. Yes, it's not a full reset, but you know, that's like LD5 status. We can't give it that, but it's still a respectable cooldown reduction that can do work here if you're one of those people out there to get the first turn. Of course, again, base speed is not as outrageously high, but they recently changed it so that you can get the attack bar, I think it's a reduction on the other units outside of the one you targeted on. And you still have the AoE strip at the 2-turn skill reset, right? So yeah, it's pretty good. I think the attack bar reduction is going to help it out. Like I said, the fact that it has the strip alongside the skill cooldown is really good. And keep in mind, guys, you have this ability right here as an irresistible effect on one enemy's fairly high chance. You got the absorption here with a fairly high chance. So yeah, I mean, this little combination is going to be fun. It's going to be useful. There are a lot of other units out there that can strip, that have, you know, speed leads and all this other stuff, right? But again, when it comes down to if you're one of those people out there that can get turn 1, you can push this unit up, strip it, and then, you know, get this in it. That's just an added bonus that you could take advantage of. So I think it could definitely impact the meta. Again, I might be jumping the gun here, but this is just putting my name out there on certain things here. We'll see how it is. My next one here is going to be the Wind Pudding Princess, or the Wind Vanilla Cookie, or whatever it's called here. This one being the recent change. As you guys know, we have a cleansing, one harmful effect cleanse with a shield. With the allies HP status here provides a shield. Now it has the from 1 harmful effect to 2 harmful effects here, which is going to be really good. Again, this is kind of in line with like a Raccoon, but a Raccoon on steroids. Not only do you get the 2 harmful effect cleanse, but we get that shield, and the shield is pretty darn strong, right? And keep in mind that this is a unit out there that every single time it's in the lineup, I always have a tough time dealing with it. So the fact that it comes in with that extra cleanse, I think it's going to be good. I mean, clearly we're utilizing the Verimoses, the Genos, and some of the other units that are outrageously strong, but sometimes that is not available to you, and you know, you want to provide, again, another way of cleansing alongside the heals. So again, I think this is one that people will utilize. I still see it in the meta. It is being used in certain spots where it favors, you know, anti-harmful effects or whatever like that. So we'll have to wait and see. I might be jumping the gun here on this one, but I do like the change. I think it's a really good change for it, considering how heavy what people are going for with regards to these harmful effects, and how many, especially with all this these harmful effects here, you know, people utilizing skills that have, you know, the harmful effect removal, like they can't remove it until it. So yeah, I'll be kind of curious to see how that goes. But now next one here, getting back into the water category. Let's see if I can find her. Where is she hiding? Is this one right here? No, I think this is, yeah, this is not the one that I'm looking for. There's too many units here that I'm looking for. This one should be a 5-star category. What I am looking for is, I believe, this one right here. Here we go. So Water Stray, 5-star unit. Again, a very strong speed scaling, damage healing ability that has this way of providing the ignore defense. Now, it was only up to 80%, and I do not know the multipliers for this particular one. But what I do see is the change going up from 80 to 100, and the passive always lands a critical hit when you attack the enemy with a slower attack speed. So this is similar to you know, some of the chimeras. You know, being able to have that, if you have that high speed here, you're going to always crit. Now, I keep in mind that, you know, this is not a guaranteed ignore defense. It's just up to 100%. It will be up to 100%. But I feel like it's going to be still really strong. We'll keep in mind that, you know, again, it's going to be a little bit easier to build. Not going to need as much critical rate if you have a, you know, have the speed runes and crit damage runes and whatnot. In addition to that, you know, it's a 3-turn cooldown, right? 3-turn cooldown here, really nice. Really can't complain on that. I mean, this is going to get cycled through, and if you have any other units that provide some kind of attack bar manipulation, this could be great. Like I can see this being used quite a bit for sniping purposes in like Guild Wars 2 and Siege. I could definitely see how this one can impact here. And again, like I said, it's with We already have Sonya. You know, now we have this one. We got a handful of units that can ignore defense here, but as far as the Nord defense speed scaling units that are already going to be built to go turn 1, right? It's just more added value to it because it's already built on speed. So I think this is going to be very good. We'll have to wait and see how it happens, but I have this one up here again in my top 5. And so I want to go ahead and finish off with that. Now, the next one is not just one unit, but kind of a whole family. And I want to give some love here to these units, right? The Hypno Meows. Okay, the Hypno Meows on the first skill, Bubbly Bubble, has this thing where, you know, do damage based on the according to max HP and puts the target to sleep for 1 turn with a 30% chance you will also fall asleep after attacking, right? If you guys didn't see it on the update here, now this will have the chance of stripping. Basically we have the chance to strip alongside this, so we can strip into the sleep, and we're still doing damage based on max HP. And of course the mechanic of falling asleep is still there, dude. But it's still the fact that it has the mechanic of stripping, right? This kind of reminds me of the Mermaid HP scaling unit with the stripping ability. And as you guys can see here, the harmful rate goes up. I'm not sure if it's going to go on alongside the stripping and how much this is going to have an impact on it. You know, what's going to be the base amount. But I do feel like, again, when it comes to, you know, Siege and Guild Wars, this is one of those units out there that you can, now maybe not this one specifically, but the category of these units here, I think that you can make an argument to, you know, play around with them. And there are some really, really good ones here that can do work. And so for the fact that the whole family is getting the change of the stripping mechanic, I think it's really good. I'm a big fan of this one, and I'm curious to see what my people that play Guild Wars and Siege, you know, actively think about that. So again, a lot of units in there. I know I already missed one. There's probably something that you guys like, oh my God, Chad, that's what you should talk about. But this is my personal ones to watch. These are the 5 units or 4 units in the 5th family that I feel are going to have a huge impact in the meta. Let me know in the comment section down below if you agree or disagree, or just basically give me your own list here. I'd love to hear from you on that, okay? That's going to be it, fam. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's your boy ChildishPlays checking out. Take care, and we'll see you all in the next one. We're out.